Hello, everyone. Listen, I hope that you are having a great day. Listen, I am sitting here having dinner, and I cannot help but read all of the comments and about the situation with Kirk Franklin because it is all over the news, it is all over social media, and it is so crazy. Okay, it is so crazy because children don't come with instructions, right? There's no manual that says how to raise a child, right? And then they grow up and they are around all of these influences, right? And some crazy influences planting things in their head, okay? And then they grow up and their ego sometimes get in the way. It can be crazy. And then you as a parent, once your child reaches a certain age, you have to transition and learn how to, I guess, treat them like adult. I'm sorry, treat them like an adult. I don't know how that came out. Treat them like an adult. And so it is an adjustment for you as well as the child. Well, 2 days ago, Kirk Franklin and his 32-year-old estranged son. This is not the son that he had with the wife he's married to now. It's from a previous relationship. But his 32-year-old son, he and Kirk Franklin, exchange words. Okay. Well, the son records this conversation without Kirk Franklin knowing about it. Okay. Now, he not only records this conversation, but then he posts it on social media. Now, in my opinion, not everything belongs on social media, especially when it is a private family matter, especially when it is anything private. It should not belong on social media, guys. Not everything needs to be on social media, but I just want you to listen to what Kirk Franklin said. No, for piece of paper. Okay, if you think I'm bringing this paper, let me say it like this. When your bitch ass starts you need to get your any motherfucking ass back out the goddamn way before I put my foot in your ass because I dare you. I dare you. I dare you. I dare you. Shut the fuck up. I'm home. That's all this. Right now. I'll be fine. I didn't. He just hung up the phone. I'll break your neck. Is that a threat? Now, like I said, this was recorded without Kirk Franklin's approval or without him knowing that he was being recorded. Okay, first and foremost, it is heart wrenching how the son comes at his father. I dare you, I dare you, and yet at the same time, I don't know. This is really, really crazy. But anyway, so Kirk Franklin issued an apology.
Many of you know I have known your son, Carrier Franklin. In May, he'll be 33. For many years, we have had a toxic relationship with him as a family. We've tried for many years through counseling, through therapy, to try to rectify this private family matter. Recently, my son and I had an argument that he chose to record. I felt extremely disrespected in that conversation, and I lost my temper. And I said words that are not appropriate. And I am sincerely sorry to all of you. I sincerely apologize. I want you to know as a father that during that conversation, I called the family therapist and got that therapist on the phone to try to help. He never played that part of the recording. I'm not perfect. I'm human and I'm going to make mistakes and I'm trying to get it right. Please keep me and my family in your prayers.
Now, first and foremost, he says that they've had a toxic relationship and they've tried to deal with it for many, many years. This dude is 32 years old. Do you know that some kids at the age of 18 are required to fly on their own? Like, he's 32 years old. And who was Kirk Franklin apologizing to? I know some of you are thinking, well, who the heck is Kirk Franklin? Well, well, Kirk Franklin is a Grammy Award winning artist who changed the history of gospel music, okay, from what it traditionally was, okay? This brother grew up with one foot in the church and the other foot in the streets, okay? Like most Christians, okay? But he chose to leave the streets and do something with his life, do something meaningful with his life, okay? He decided to make a meaningful contribution to society. I just can't stop thinking about when his son told him to shut up. You know what? I think that might have been the bridge. That might have been the burnt bridge for me. like that might have been it. Okay. Now let me just say that we don't know what goes on behind closed doors. Okay. So I'm not going to say that Kirk Franklin is guilty, and I'm not going to say that Carry On is guilty, but I don't know. And then for Kirk Franklin to say, we've had counseling and therapy for many, many years. This dude is 32 years old. When did the counseling start and when does it end? He's 32 years old. Let him go. Let him go so that he can know what life is about. That is crazy. That is crazy for him to flat out curse back at his dad. Like, that's crazy to me. Because I guess my thing is, my dad can be wrong as two left foot. My mom could have been wrong as two left feet. But I would never. Oh, God, I would never. But like I said, we don't know what goes on behind closed doors. I just know that at 32 years old, 33 years old, and that's the beauty of growing up too. I was telling my son the other day, that's the beauty of growing up. You get to choose who to leave in your life or let in your life, and who to let go. You get to decide how much time do you spend with this person. Like, if you're with somebody, like I have some people who are in my life, I love them from a distance. I love them from a distance, and I time myself in terms of how much time I spend around them. So we're at a function, right? And I'm sitting there, and then when they start rubbing me the wrong way, the toxic fumes start to go. Guess what? It's time for me to go. So I get to control what time or how much I deal with. So, that just really, really hurts my heart. And again, I'm not here to say which one of them is right or wrong, but wow, this is really, really a sad situation. Okay. And then some of these comments, guys, it's crazy how some people feel like Christians can't make mistakes. Like, Christians are so perfect that we have different standards, or that we that is just crazy to me. And the first thing they say is, oh, look at them Christians, that's what they do. Let me tell you, there's a difference between being a Christian and being religious. Okay. But some of the comments are, listen, Christians are always being judged. People always say, don't judge me. But listen, Christians are always being judged, okay? And people always make assumptions about us, okay? But Christians are just like you. We're people just like you. We're human, okay? We are not perfect, okay? Some of us, unfortunately, curse, we drink, we fornicate, we smoke, we get angry, we get mixed up with the wrong people. Some of us we have a hard time, or we try to fit in with society. And listen, I'm not saying that those are good things. I'm not saying that at all. But what I am saying is that we are not perfect, okay? But when we slip up, we don't beat ourselves up, okay? We don't beat ourselves up when we fall short, trying to be perfect, okay? Because we know that we are not perfect, okay? And then we know that God's grace is sufficient, okay? That we have sufficient grace, okay? And it is available to us no matter how many times we need it, okay? And the only difference between a Christian and a non-Christian is that we know that we cannot make it without God, okay? And we dare to go humbly and boldly before God, with an apology, because we know that God is love, okay? And we know that we are forgiven the second that we ask for forgiveness, okay? And you don't know what a person's conversation is with God. Some people struggle daily. Sometimes their interactions with you could remind them of a bad experience and it triggers the worst. We don't know. But listen, Christians are humans just like you, okay? But listen, many people are siding with Kirk Franklin, right? They're taking Kirk's side, okay, and they're saying that he doesn't owe an apology because, as you can hear from the second clip, Kirk Franklin apologized for what was said. Now, whether he was apologizing to the son or to the public or to both, okay, whether he was apologizing to both, he said apology. So people are saying that, Kirk, you don't need to apologize to your son. Your son was disrespectful also, okay. And then the son should not have put the family business on social media. But what's interesting what's interesting is that a few years ago his son Carry On accused his father Kirk Franklin of trying to kill him. So this has been like an ongoing battle with them for years. Listen, he is better than me. You hear me? Kirk Franklin is better than me because I can love people from a distance. And in that situation, he would have been loved from a distance. You were 32 years old, okay? But he accused his father of Kirk Franklin of trying to kill him, okay? And then, like Kirk Franklin said, the relationship has been toxic for years. How about change the phone number, Kirk? How about change your telephone number? How about kind of dismiss him, love him from a distance? That is, listen, anytime you're around someone who is able to push your button that bad, whether you struggle with it or not, the fact that they can push it and set you off like that, they need to be loved from a distance, okay? Because they bring out the worst in you. How they say, don't be with someone who can bring out the stress in you. Be with someone who brings out the best in you. Those type of people, when they come into your presence and you just feel angry all of a sudden, and then they like you become this person that you wouldn't know. Listen, love him from a distance, okay? Give yourself space. That man is 32 years old, 33. Kirk is not obligated to do anything for him now, not even keep a conversation going with him. Okay, that is crazy. If somebody is able to push my button like that, we don't need to be in the same space, okay? Because it could get ugly, okay? And so, anyway, like I was saying, so a few years ago, Carry On accused Kirk Franklin of trying to kill him. This has been like an ongoing tug of war. You know how you have those family members who they just don't set well with you, right? Or this problem child, as you say, or as it's been said, and they just constantly keep digging at you. Okay, listen, I'm not here to judge Kirk Franklin or his family. I have nothing to do with it. Okay, but at the same time, I feel like Kirk needs to stop trying to repair this burnt bridge. This dude has burnt the bridge, and he would have burnt the bridge years ago with me. Okay? And then you're going to publicize it? I done built this reputation, giving you a plate. Or, anyway. Kirk, stop trying to repair this burnt bridge. Stop turning your attention towards that flame. And let this grown, disrespectful dude fly. Let him make his own way, okay? And then listen. Here's another thing. The sister, Kennedy Franklin, responded to the brother Carry On's repost, right? Post, right? And she said that, listen, I'm tired of your conflicts. Okay, she says, Kennedy goes on to say that the brother has been a privileged black boy with countless of opportunities that he chose not to take, and now he's blaming others. Listen, there's nothing crazier. Let me tell you, this is my personal opinion. This is Brenda's opinion only. There's nothing crazier than a person who doesn't know how to use their privilege. Know how to use it to your advantage. That's crazy to me. Here are my closing remarks about this feud between Kirk Franklin and his son. First and foremost, Kirk Franklin is not Jesus. He's not Jesus. He doesn't know how to walk on water. He doesn't know how to turn water into wine. He doesn't know how to raise the dead. He is not God, okay? He is not perfect. He is human. And we humans make mistakes, okay? So we have to treat him as such. Yes, he will make mistakes. Yes, you've made mistakes, okay? So we're not going to judge him for what he said and how he said it, okay? Number two, it takes two people to have a conflict, okay? And I think that it is so interesting. It is so interesting that the son only played a small portion of that clip, okay? He did not play the recording from beginning, okay? The beginning of that conversation, like, what in the world triggered this response, okay? Because this was clearly a response, okay? It's crazy. It's so crazy how when people want you to take their side, then they share small bits and pieces, okay? And they make themselves the victim. Listen, I'm not saying that one person is right or wrong because I wasn't there and I don't know really their history. I know that it was estranged. I know that it was a stressful one or full of conflict. But again, I'm not there. I don't know those people. Okay. But what I do know is sharing your personal family business on social media is not the solution. Okay. That is absolutely crazy. Okay. And number three is crazy. Listen, it's crazy how sometimes family treat each other worse than enemies. That is absolutely crazy to me. And yet we don't choose family, you know? We can choose our friends, we can choose associates, but we cannot choose family. It's like God said, listen, you go over there. You go over there and be with that tribe, okay? And sometimes we're like, why? Why this particular family? Okay, but we don't choose family, okay? But listen, Kirk Franklin is a 16 time Grammy Award winner, okay? Do you know how hard it is for a black person to win a Grammy? Think about that for a minute. Yet Kirk Franklin has done it. He is a trendsetter, trendsetter, okay, and he has done so many great things to touch so many lives, okay. And at the age of 32, Carry On is well aware of his father's image and his reputation and how hard he's worked for so many years, regardless of what he was like behind closed doors. Carry On knows that the public is always watching, okay? And so he should be mindful. If not, he may not agree with what his father has done, but one thing is for sure is that he should have been mindful to protect his family's legacy, okay? And like I said, we can't choose family, okay? And, although healing needs to take place, you're not going to get healing on social media, okay? So that was absolutely crazy, okay? Like I said, we can't choose our family, but we can choose how much time we spend with them. Now, I must say that I truly commend Kirk Franklin for apologizing, guys, because listen, even though I typically apologize to my son when I feel like I've said things out of anger or things inappropriately, I do apologize to my son. I admit, but it's crazy because um, I'm not a man. Okay, and I know men raise children very differently, excuse me. Men are more stricter, I believe, in some ways, okay? But either way, it was so big of Kirk Franklin to apologize to his family, friends, and fans. That is something that he definitely did not have to do. But it was a humble approach, okay? And so I thought that was pretty commendable, okay? The other thing is, listen, let me let this be known. I do not condone domestic violence at all. In fact, I am an abuse prevention advocate, okay? I do not condone domestic violence, okay? And as I said before, though, we don't know the details of the family history, okay? We don't know if Carrie On really was abused as a child, okay? And then Carrie On grew up, he may be abusing his parents. We don't know, okay? And it is none of our business, okay? But listen, I don't know. No matter what you've been through, though, burning bridges leaves you no way back. That I do know, okay? And no one can survive in this world alone. I think he had a song about it. What is it? I need you to survive. Listen, that is so true. We need each other to survive, okay? So burning bridges is just not the answer, okay? Instead of attempting to tarnish his father's reputation, excuse me, Carry On should focus on healing, okay? So that he can break that generational curse, guys. I don't know if some of you know, but from what I understand, Kirk Franklin was abandoned as a child, okay? And he had an estranged relationship with his biological parents, okay? So, again, we don't know the full story of their relationship. I do know that therapy is a solution, not posting it on social media, okay? Number 6, children don't come with instructions. Okay, so as parents, whether we're right or we're wrong, we do the best that we know how. Okay, we do the best that we can. Okay, I feel like if your childhood was not the best, then you should understand that your parents, if your parents knew better, they would have done better. Okay, but as you grow older and as you become an adult, just because things didn't work out perfect for you, it doesn't mean that you can't establish a new normal for your new family and for your kids, okay? Parents do the best that they can, okay? And then lastly, in my opinion, his son secretly recorded Kirk Franklin and then releasing it to the world. That's like the ultimate betrayal to me. That's just like the ultimate betrayal. Not the ultimate, but it is a form of betrayal to me. I mean, isn't blood supposed to protect you? I mean, blood is supposed to be thicker than water. Blood is supposed to be your inner circle from the world, guys. Blood is supposed to work together instead of your own flesh and blood feeding you to the lions. That's crazy to me. Listen, when your blood is 32, 33 years old, and he is on a mission to publicly slander your name and reputation that you worked so hard to build, whether the information is right or wrong, listen, it's time to let that prodigal son go and love them from a distance. You can't affect change. I'm sorry, you can't. When they get to be that age, they're able to make their own decisions, and you are not responsible for their consequences, okay? It is time to let that prodigal son go and love him from a distance, because the trust is gone, okay? And you don't want to keep getting burnt by no. Anyway, listen, I truly pray for this family. I pray for healing in this family for both parties, okay? And I pray that they will seek therapy, okay? Okay, I pray that this doesn't hinder Kirk Franklin. I must be tired. It's late. I pray that this does not hinder Kirk Franklin from continuing to do great things in the community, okay? And then I pray for Carry On, that he will focus on something that gives his life a greater meaning instead of putting all of his energy and his time into putting his personal family business on social media. Listen, the truth, Carry On, is we don't care. We don't care. We don't genuinely care. Not that we don't, we just don't genuinely care. Why? Because we have our own issues that we're dealing with. We have our own goals that we're striving for. So listen, embrace your family. Stop burning these bridges. Stop burning the bridge. And I don't know, guys. This bridge would have been the end for me. And actually, when he accused me of killing him, that would have been the bridge. I would have left him alone a long time ago. Anyway, guys, listen, thank you so much for listening. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel, guys, and then also join the Divas and Kings, the Kings and Divas coaching group on Facebook. I am Brenda Douglas, your self-love and happiness coach, reminding you to always strive for excellence without apology or permission.